So today we're going to show you how to do put a pack saddle on a mule in the traditional Spanish way. In the majority of the world where mules aren't seen as so much as a expensive toy, but as a way to get around, get your bombonas down the mountain, harvest your carob trees or whatever, they generally tend to make their own pack saddles, and Spain has a specific way they do it, but it varies from family to family. But this is the pack saddle that came with them, so this is what we're going to show you. So if you don't have the extra cash to go spending $500, $600 on a pack saddle, you can actually make it yourself in a similar kind of way. It may not necessarily be as ergonomic or as efficient because they haven't implemented all of the ideas that we have in the Northern Europe and in America, but it will work, which is amazing. So we put down a couple burlap sacks, and that's to help with the cushioning for the load. And then we've got, basically all we've got here is a rug that's been cut to keep the saddle tree in place. And we put that on, make sure it's even. This is a homemade saddle tree that's just canvas and straw, and you put that on like so. Now we've got a couple waterproof treated canvases with pads sewn in. These are kind of a wreck because we got the mule cheap, so we got the cheapest. But let's so the way we've seen is that they've actually put things like this little end in place so you know exactly where it needs to be. Now, we weren't loading him perfectly well when we first got him, but the thing was when we kept coming up and down the mountain with him, the guys were like, hold on, you've got it all wrong. So they reordered everything so that we knew the traditional way of doing it. But so we start with this, and then we put on top of that, we put another rain retardant canvas this way. And we just line that up with this layer. And then we put the girth on them. You kind of want to make sure none of this touches the ground if at all possible. Just to keep things clean and prevent sores. Alright, now they do a cinch from here. You want to start really low, and then you just pull up, try to keep everything nice and flat. You get a nice cinch there, and then they just tie the girth like so. All this we had to learn from old Spanish men because we had no idea how the hell they do it. And you put that in. And check to make sure it's tight. Now, they don't actually have a front breast strap, which is very strange. If you were going to make one homemade, I would recommend it, but amazingly enough, the setup that we have, we put weight on them, took them uphill, and it doesn't slide back. I don't know how they've accomplished that, but a breast strap I think is still recommended. Now we've got this is the cushioning for the pouches that will go on top, and this is to hold the pouches in place and cushion the animal from the weight of what goes in the pouches. So you put this on, and get it nice and even. And they actually, because the area of Spain we're in is very mountainous, they actually, this is not supposed to be like that. And they've got baling twine on here. It's kind of ghetto. They've got baling twine. And you just put this on the front to hold this in place, and then you actually keep this forward, and the hind haunches is supposed to hold in place like that. So what I do is actually move it forward on him in a bit to keep it so that it stays in place, like so. Check the girth. Girth's still nice and tight. And there you have it. And now we're going to start with the pouches. Now, pouches can just go on top like so, and you can walk right up the mountain like that. But once you're ready, this is actually made out of rubber tires. If you want to take a look at this, if anyone is wanting to mimic it at home, they just made this out of tires. It adds weight to the load because it's heavy, but it's an interesting idea. Once you're ready to actually carry a load, once you've gotten to the destination where you're going to be carrying something, you just fold this open like so, and it sits on top of the hay cushioning like so. And you can fit tons and tons of firewood in here, an amazing amount, you'd be surprised. And then what we do is we tie it all down to stay nice and secure, so I'll show you that. Alright. Okay, then take it, the rope, actually, to really secure it, I lock the horse knot in place. That helps. Okay, so now we take the rope, we put it under the hay padding, and then up and over, like so. I've got it going along the lines here. Hold the tire down. And we go down and around. You want to keep everything nice and tight. And then I actually go and do a diagonal here to get to the other side. Now that I've gone under the hay pouch again, I'm going to lift up and then take it nice and taut around that edge, and then bring it back down, and then see I'm going underneath. Now I'm lifting it up so you can see what I'm doing. Going underneath there, bring it back up through here. I'm making another X. Well, I'm doing another diagonal that will make an X. And there you have it. Then I bring it back through the girth. Maybe untangle it. Do another horse knot. And then, because we've got so much excess, we're going to keep it nice and tight. And we take this rope and just keep it in there. It stays in place.